Who's getting me?
Careful now! Huh?
Stop!
Huh? Careful now!
This can hold.
Oh no. Now there's no way I'll make the first bay. My new...
on the road.
Grandpa, shall we go up?
I heard that the Jinming Pool Navy has been training day and night recently.
Look! What a big ship! Is that the Five-Tooth warship?
The Baoshan Tower is a majestic sight. Undeniable proof of the song's rising power. A noble ruler, and the flourishing of gifted minds.
A brief respite.
Orchid Loom, Coral
A
Reef,
brief respite.
11-12.
Today's banquet hosts honored talents invited by the Emperor. We must be very careful. How are the preparations? Nothing out of order? If any fruit or vegetable lacks freshness, return it to the kitchen for replacement. Quickly now, fresh tea for our honored guests.
Baoshan Tower is a majestic sight. Undeniable proof of the song's rising power. A noble ruler, and the flourishing of gifted minds.
Today's banquet hosts honored talents invited by the Emperor. We must be very careful. How are the preparations? Nothing out of order? If any fruit or vegetable lacks freshness, return it to the kitchen for replacement. Quickly now, fresh tea for our honored
A
guests.
brief respite.
Orchid Loom, Coral
A
Reef,
brief respite.
11-12. The Baoshan Tower is a majestic sight. Undeniable proof of the song's rising power. a noble ruler, and the flourishing of gifted minds.
Today's banquet hosts honored talents invited by the Emperor. We must be very careful. How are the preparations? Nothing out of...
Mose once built a wooden kite, 3 years to make, and 1 day to fall. Now the kite I've made can not only soar for days, scouting the enemy day and night without rest, it can also harness the Firestone, whistle out commands, and lead the battle charge. But when has there ever been a kite that soars forever? Still, even if it does fall one day, what is more important is how high it once flew and how far. I have already reported to the prefect. The Jingming Pool naval exercises are in position. Once the guests are seated, the banquet can begin. This year, the celestial phenomena are unusual. The cherry blossoms in the... Such a magnificent scene. And the quintident is nearing completion. If we don't enjoy the flowers and feet...
What I heard is that military pay was delayed since the Kaifeng currency crisis, and the quintident warship couldn't be finished on time. Hosting a banquet here.
Seeing through everything. You're not simple. The prefect under the guide... Indeed, it's to raise military funds and prepare for the southern campaign. Now with the internal strife in Qinghu, they can't even take care of themselves. Our army will march southeast and surely seize the middle reaches of the Yangtze River. By then, the upstream Shu Kingdom, the downstream Tang Kingdom, and Song will inevitably clash. At present, if we can use the power of the Navy to intimidate them, they will surely provide the military funds to get through this crisis.
What a brilliant move to scare the tiger by striking the mountain. I wonder, between Shu and Tong, who is the mountain and who is the tiger?
Both countries have now sent envoys, who linger around the Imperial Garden under the pretext of paying tribute. Pretending to tour is merely to spy on the naval strength of Jingming Pool. The prefect's banquet happened to fulfill their wishes. As for who is the mountain and who is the tiger, that will depend on themselves. The invitation is here. Please deliver it for me, young hero. As long as the message is delivered, there's no reason for them not to come. Once the guests are seated, the banquet can begin.
Today's banquet
The Baoshan
hosts
Towers and
honored
majestic
talents
sight.
invited by the Emperor.
Undeniable.
Sorry for the interruption.
It's been several days since we last met. What artifact are you after this time, young hero?
Jam, today I am in...
So,
The Jinming Pool Navy.
Greetings.
Greetings, young hero.
The governor has prepared a...
Banquet.
This time, I will not fail my...
Judging by your noble demeanor, you must be an envoy from another country. Am I right?
Good.
The governor is hosting...
Oh?
The Quintident warship towers with 5-deck citadels and stands over 30 meters tall, capable of mustering 1,000 warriors. This ship stands firm in the center, smashing nearby boats, big and small, is...
This massive warship is so huge, sailing from the north to the Shanghai region. If the waterline changes...
Minister Gu has great insight. When sailing, Wei Dynasty Quintident, but speed is switch to water tank ballast, draw and discharge water locally, and adjust the waterline as easily as moving your arm. In this way, this ship can travel between the northern and southern waterways, as if entering an unguarded land.
Good. In the past, when the Sui dynasty conquered the Qin dynasty and unified the north and south, this ship was built to secure the Yangtze River. Lost to time, with the aid of the contraption techniques the Moorgate, it has finally reappeared. Once the final batch of military pay arrives, the southern expedition can be launched within 10 days. Honored envoys, although Shu and Tong follow the calendar of our great Song, Song regards both countries as brotherly nations. You've always been diligent with the annual tribute of money and grain. Now, Nanping and Wuping are in turmoil. The military governor of Wuping has sent a letter asking for help. The commoners of Jinghu are in dire straits. Bashu and Jiangnan are both along the Yangtze River, so they are likely to be generous in aiding those in need.
Jiangnan has already exhausted its national resources, having paid tribute 3 times this year alone. Countless gold, silver, and silk fabrics. It's really...
Lord Zhao, the military funds required by the Great Song have been transported with the Shu Kingdom's fleet. It is currently stationed outside the Huilong Post, ready for delivery at any moment. Only 2 requests for the Song Dynasty to fulfill. First, once the Song occupies the Yangtze River, they must not advance westward first. Second, they must hand over the restoration diagram of the Five-Toothed warship to the Shu Kingdom.
Okay. Please, esteemed envoy, after the banquet, enter Jinming Pool. Admire the great ship and hand over the diagram. Someone, draft the contract. Since the 2 countries have already made a treaty, General Rong, please hand over your talisman and lend it to the Shu envoy for a while.
The Baoshan Tower is a majestic sight. Undeniable proof of the song's rising power, a noble ruler, and the flourishing of gifted minds.
Today's banquet hosts honored talents invited by the Emperor. We must be very careful. How are the preparations? Nothing out of order? If any fruit or vegetable lacks freshness, return it to the kitchen for replacement. Quickly now, fresh tea for our honored guests.
A brief respite.
Orchid Loom, Coral
A
Beef,
brief respite.
11-12.
General, why do you look so worried?
Young hero, you are ignorant. He fell ill, since you are a guest of honor of General Rong.
The diagram of the Five-Toothed warship left after the Sui dynasty conquered Chen was bringing the diagram back.
Huh? How did the song
Because of that brat. If it weren't for stealing the diagram...
Damn it! The 14 states...
Despite the nation's decline.
Look, the diagram...
Right now, important. With you here today,
Speak. What do you want me to do?
Jinming Pool is in such a crucial as you in the theft of the diagram. I could also...
Stealing from one's...
If we can swift...
Young hero. If
In that case, I'll...
banquet is about to end, Jinming Pool is currently
Behold! The Quintident warship.
Exactly. The towering ship has 5 decks, stands over 100 feet tall, and can accommodate 1,000 warriors. 6 giant hammer poles are set up around, hanging high on all sides. And the ship's hull is as majestic as a grand mansion. Once the giant hammer falls from above, the enemy ship will be shattered to pieces. Wang Zhen's tower ship sailed down to Yizhou and dimmed the royal Jinling. It's been 5 years since Emperor Shuzong commissioned this pond for naval training in Kaifeng.
Breathtaking indeed.
This unprecedented in scale. I've returned my talisman. I can't go further from here. It's all on you now, young wanderer. The envoy of Shu has arrived at the palace hall. The Navy is conducting drills, and this place is heavily guarded. When approaching the Quintident, do not alert the garrison troops.
With so many guards, how can we get close to the envoy of Shu?
Naturally, we'll first survey the terrain, plan, and then act. A frontal attack is out of the question. The entire route is lined with officials and soldiers come to greet the later Shu envoy. An unwise charge will only alert the enemy. The flank is well guarded. They have even dispatched elite bugle soldiers. It would be unwise to attempt entry there. By then, the entire Jinming pool will be on high alert, and the boarding passages will be sealed. The water functions as a natural defense. Even the most excellent swimmer will not be able to swim that far. With this distance, even the best swimmer would be powerless. However, I've already left something for you to step on, at the mast of the Haihu ship and at the eaves of the hall. With this, you can spring upward and reach higher ground. Proceeding across the eaves, you could approach the water in front of the square quietly. The willows by the water will be your best cover when it comes time to dive. There is no way for us to get to the banks with all of those soldiers and officials around. Perhaps you could hold your breath and enter the outlet from underwater. This way, you will be able to approach their handover points and secretly obtain what you need to know. Before boarding the Quintident warship, make sure not to alert.
The military funds are at Huilong Station. After obtaining the Five-Tooth warship diagram, we can finalize the deal.
I still need to stay here to oversee military drills, so I can only accompany you this far for now. Please, esteemed envoy, take my military talisman and head to the dock to board the warship. General Mura, a long time. The diagram is on the top floor of the ship. As you inspect the warship, you can take it back with you.
Blueprint is on board. We will stick to the plan.
Your Highness, is this five-tooth warship really that powerful? Is it worth using so much military funds to exchange for a single diagram?
Why are you so unambitious? Haven't you thought about it? After occupying the middle reaches of the Yangtze, where should this great ship sail next? If not Jiangnan, then Bashu.
Your Highness, I understand.
What have you understood?
The meaning of today's banquet is, whoever doesn't pay up will be the next one to get hit.
Finally, some progress. This tribute of military provisions can ensure the peace of our Shu kingdom for 3 to 5 years. Seizing this opportunity, if we work hard, we can also build this five-tooth warship. In the future, we might still be able to fight against Song.
Enemy sighted?
Your Highness.
Why do you talk so much?
Your Highness, I wanted to ask, why do we have to personally board the ship to retrieve the diagram of the Great Warship? Could there be any trickery here?
What trickery? Even in war, envoys are not beheaded. Zhao Guangyi, that guy, killed 2 birds with 1 stone. Firstly, by showing off the five-tooth warship to us. Secondly, by taking the opportunity to retrieve the talisman. It seems the Zhao family is about to kill the donkey after grinding the flour.
By order, verify the boarding talisman.
Excuse me, how do I use this boarding talisman?
Sail to the military port on the opposite shore.
Esteemed envoy, please board the ship and wait. Once the documents are exchanged, we will set off at once for the military port on the far bank and board the warship.
Stop!
Tell me, is General Rong really the adopted daughter of General Murong?
It can't be fake. Otherwise, how could the Tiger Talisman of the Navy be entrusted to her?
Then why did she lock General Murong upstairs? Last time I went up to deliver food, I heard she did that.
I'm afraid General Murong is seriously ill.
The troops are about to march. Talking like this will shake their morale. Do you want to keep your heads?
Who goes there?
Stop! Have mercy!
You've cut yourself off from family and friends. So you recall nothing. As though the past never occurred. Yet I cannot forget. Sometimes I wish I was the one who couldn't remember. Yon still Yon, Dad's still dead. Southern Expedition? Quintident? None of that concerns us.
Drunk this cup dry of that, I am sure. This clamor of war ends now. UN. I don't have much time left. If someone could if we could get these diagrams out. The four sons of the military are now divided. It all started when he became the Emperor. The Yenyun regions remain unreclaimed. The birds still fly, but the hanging the portrait of the late Emperor high, refusing to serve the new dynasty, is nothing but a desire for death. Xiao Guangying refused to pacify and quell the rebellion. Brother Shi was the first to support the cause. Back when the army he broke his golden halberd. Resigned people say he made weapons illegally, or ignorant of the fact that if it weren't for secretly paying a large sum of military... I'm not in control of trusted your family to me. But have you ever thought that if the if it weren't